Hi guys, I'm ready for another read aloud. You see behind me I have pool/beach day ready to go for tomorrow's morning meeting. Yay! Alright, today's read aloud is a great one about kindness and random acts of kindness and how when you're kind to someone, you never know where it ends because then that person feels really good and they're kind to someone else and then they're kind. And it's all just about spreading kindness in the world. So this book is called Ordinary Mary's Extraordinary Deed by Emily Pearson, illustrated from Fumi Kasoka. And readers make predictions based on the title and the cover. What's our prediction for what this book is about? All right. And look at all these children happy. As we read, I want you to think, what are some ways you can be kind to those around you today and this week? See if you can think of 5. And you'll see why 5. Ordinary Mary's Extraordinary Deed. And this book is dedicated to my extraordinary children, Christian and Tara Lynn, and to my mother, with gratitude for her huge contribution to this book. It's very sweet that the author dedicated it to her family. All right, here we go. Ordinary Mary was so ordinary that you'd never guess that she can change the world. This ordinary kid, she did. She changed the world. One ordinary day, skipping on her way from her ordinary school to her ordinary house, she passed an ordinary vacant lot. Vacant means empty. Filled with ordinary bushes, growing ordinary berries, ordinary blue and juicy, luscious, lovely berries. Well, Ordinary Mary picked the ordinary berries and brought them in a big brown bowl to Mrs. Bishop's porch. What? Left berries in a big brown bowl on Mrs. Bishop's porch? That sneaky kid. She did. This is U.S. mail. This made Mrs. Bishop very happy. Get it? Very happy. Is it very happy? It's a nice pun. So she baked a big batch of blueberry muffins and thought of 5 people who might have brought those beautiful berries, then secretly gave each a plate. How great! 5 people got a plate of these beautiful blueberry muffins. So see, Mary was kind to Mrs. Bishop. Mrs. Bishop was kind to 5 people. See how it spreads. One of these 5 was her paper boy, Billy Parker. And when Billy saw his name on a note in the driveway on a plate, he quickly parked his bike and ate every crumb. Oh, yum, yum, yum! He ate every crumb. This made him so glad that the next 5 people who got their papers on the porch, and not in the bushes where he often threw them. In fact, they were handed right to them. One of these 5 people was Mr. Morey, who was so amazed he smiled for 10 hours on the airplane, then said to 5 different people who had heavy bags, "Here, let me help you." He still smiled, and they did too. One of those 5 people was Mario, whose cranky little boy James stopped crying when Mr. Morey played peekaboo with him until their ride came. When he waved goodbye, Mario exclaimed, "How strange that a stranger would be so kind." And the next day when he was out shopping, once, twice, 5 times, he did something nice for 5 different people. 5 times without stopping. One of those 5 was Joseph, old and bent and gray, in front of him in line at the produce stand. When he said, "I guess I counted wrong. I don't really need these oranges," little James reached out to him with an orange from their basket, and Mario put a coin in Joseph's hand and said, "Here, take this. These oranges are on us." How nice and kind. As Joseph shuffled to the bus, his heart was full, and his eyes were wet, and his hands did helpful things for the next 5 people he met. I think when it says his eyes were wet, I think it means he had happy tears in his eyes. One of those 5 was Sahar, a college girl who was off to see the world and stopped at Joseph's shop. When her bag broke and her things fell all over the floor, she said, "Oh, what will I do?" Joseph said, "This is for you." And he gave her a new bag woven with his own hands in red and purple and green. "Oh, thank you," she said. "This is the loveliest bag I've ever seen." When Sahar left, she felt sunny as noon, and she just had to shine on 5 people soon. One of those 5 was Sophia. Hey, we have Sophia in our class. Spelled the same way too. Whom she met on a boat, looking like the world might end, looking like someone without a friend. "What beautiful blue eyes you have," Sahar said, "and they're just the color of the flowers in your lovely dress." "Yes?" said Sophia. "Oh, yes," said Sahar. The beautiful blue eyes shed a happy tear, and when the boat trip was through, Sophia called 5 people to make them happy too. Who are 5 people you can call today just to say hi? How are you? One of those 5 was Tom, her son, the doctor, who was having a very hard day. We all have hard days sometimes. "Hi," she said. "I love you, Tom." "Well, how great to hear your voice," he sighed. "I always need my mom." Dr. Tom was so cheered up that on his next break, he bought a bunch of bright balloons for 5 young patients, and he handed them out right there and then. One of those 5 was Peter, a little boy who went home from the hospital that very day. Gratitude for the big bunch of bright balloons filled him and thrilled him and spilled out of him onto the next 5 people who came his way. One of those 5 was Eric, a teenage boy whose sex and such were way too much. When one dropped on the sidewalk, Peter stopped his play and rushed over, saying, "Super Wheels to the rescue!" Well, Eric, no longer stressed, was very impressed and made a mental note that very afternoon to help 5 people and do it soon. And this is a connection. Actually, I did this for someone 2 months ago. One of those 5 was Dee, his 10-year-old sister, who didn't have many friends and was painfully shy. Nothing wrong with being shy. When Eric said, "Hey sis, want to come to the park and learn how to ride my skateboard?" she looked at him wide eyes. "Serious?" she cried. "Sure," he said. And because of her brother, Dee decided maybe she could be a friend to another 5 others. One of those 5 was Louise, a homeless woman who lived under the trees. She could hardly believe her ears when she heard Dee say, "May my brother and I buy you a hot dog and a drink at the stand over there?" Could it be true? Somebody actually cared enough to give her food and a smiley-faced ring that was practically new? Louise was so pleased that she decided that even though she had nothing, she would find 5 others and do something. One of those 5 was Amara, who lost her wallet in the park. Louise found it full of 5s, 10s, and 20s. Oh, what she could do with all that money! But she had found Amara's name and called her home, and over she came. Amara was so impressed that Louise was honest when money was something she clearly needed. She offered her a job at her store and vowed to do something generous for 5 people or more. How sweet. One of those 5 people was Kate, a woman on vacation who wanted to see a show she'd heard was a sensation. "Oh no," she said. "It's sold out, but I'm going home tomorrow." And her face filled with sorrow. Amara held out her ticket. "I live here," she said. "I can go anytime. Take mine." Kate loved this show and was so touched that she thought buying 5 presents for 5 people back home would be really fun. And one of those 5 presents was a little heart necklace for Mary, her niece. And you should have seen her eyes light up in surprise. Do you remember this, Mary? You're the same from the beginning. Look at that. I love this picture. With all the people. Mary? What? Ordinary Mary? Yes, Ordinary Mary's extraordinary deed had come full circle, and on its way changed the lives of every person living. You see, when Mrs. Bishop made muffins from Mary's blueberries, not only the paper boy, Billy Parker, but the other 4 people too made 5 people smile, and those 5 did too. And after a while, in only 16 days, love was sent to every person everywhere. Just see how it went. Whoa. All these numbers. 1, 5, 25, 125, 625, 3,125, 15,625, 78,125, and on and on and on. Oh my goodness. I like all the math in the background too. Plus and times. Well, 30 billion is way more than all of the people on the planet. So after everyone had a share and everyone knew that someone cared, there was even some love left over for all the happy people on Earth. The world was changed, and thousands and millions and billions agreed. It was all because of one ordinary day. Ordinary Mary did a perfectly ordinary, stunningly earth-shattering, totally extraordinary deed. The end. So what act of kindness are you going to do today? See if you can help 5 people this week. Can't wait to hear about it. Be kind.